Many analysts see the November election results as a repudiation of Republican policies. How do you see it, Governor Kean?
Well, there was some of that in New Jersey, obviously, and on the West Coast. The center of the country, not so much. And it's a lot of congressional races are based on individual factors, too. So it's given the loss, which was not far out from the norm in off-year elections, I wouldn't call it a repudiation. It's, for a party in a place like New Jersey, it's a very serious setback. But nationally, I don't think it was a repudiation.
Well, picking up on New Jersey, it wasn't that long ago that New Jersey's 12 congressional districts were represented by 6 and 6, 6 Democrats, 6 Republicans. Now we're down to 1 Republican in the delegation, Chris Smith, the 4th district. Why was New Jersey hit so hard, do you think?
Well, a number of individual things. We didn't have, a couple of the districts, frankly, we had very bad candidates. But there were no good candidates, like Leonard Lance, who lost. But the Democrats had some wonderful candidates. The woman who won in Morris County, she's
Mikey Sherrill.
Mikey Sherrill, I think, is not only a very good candidate, I think she's a very good person, and she's a future leader of the Democratic Party. So everything I've seen about her is exciting and good, and she beat a decent Republican candidate because she deserved to. But you know, we'll see what the next comes around. And we got a problem with Trump here in New Jersey. I mean, we don't like him very much, the state as a whole. And therefore, any candidate who runs with him on top of the ticket or his party on top of the ticket has got a problem. And I think without the president, we would have held on to at least 2 of those seats.
So do you think the results that have happened were more driven by national issues, local issues, or did the national issues spill over to the local races? It
was national this time. Certainly in the ones we lost, we perhaps should have, it was national. I don't think there's any question about it. If you take the polls, people get into that and they said they wanted to send Trump a message. And they did. They didn't like what he was doing. And that was very true in New Jersey, as it was in some of the West Coast states. And it cost us a couple of seats in Congress. And I think New Jersey Republicans have to look and see what they're going to do about that, and what kind of stances they're going to have. Because remember, parties are not monolithic like they are in Europe. Here, people have many different points of view within the same political party. I mean, I'm a Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt Republican. Others have different points of view, and you know, I think you've got to be yourself. And if you are really yourself, I think the voters like that.
What do you think it would take here in New Jersey to overcome the Trump factor?
Well, if Trump factor changed, because Trump is a bit like a weather vane sometimes. You know, he's here one day and there the next. But saying he stays the same and the same, I think people have got to be very clear about who they are and what they stand for. And I think there's a certain kind of Republican that New Jersey will support. It's very similar to the kind of Republican who's elected governor of Massachusetts, similar to the kind of Republican who's elected governor of Maryland this cycle. I think they're looking for that kind of Republican. And if you're not that kind of Republican and you're more allied with a president who they don't like very much in the state, then you're going to suffer electorally.
Do you think what's going on now in terms of the Republican Party puts moderate Republicans, like the ones here in New Jersey, in a bind? And could that spill over, in your opinion, to next November's assembly races here in the state? And what could be the result?
Well, it shouldn't, because if people who wrote our Constitution said, look, we're running in the off year because we don't want New Jersey issues to get mixed up with national issues. That's the reason they wrote it this way. So hopefully it won't. But when they talk about national issues, I think Republicans got to be clear. You got to be clear what you stand for, and people will make up the decision based on your answers.
We thank you for your perspective on this issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kent.